Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brief Conversations. My name is Jiggy Jr., and tonight we have the Chief Pathologist and Spokesperson for the Department of Health, Region 7, Mary Jane Loreche. Good evening, Mary Jane. Thank you so much, Doctor, for doing this.
Good evening.
Doc, you're now here in Cebu together with Secretary Doke, from what I understand. Can you give us an idea, because everybody has been talking about this for weeks now, how ready was Cebu in our response to the pandemic compared to other parts of the Philippines?
Basically naman, alam naman natin, even as early as April and May, I think, when we did, okay, so sa kaalaman ng iba, hindi kasi nila alam ito, the three cities, no, the highly urbanized cities, Mactan, Lapu-Lapu, Mandaue, and Cebu City, conducted a zero prevalence a surveillance. So in those testing that we did, we were able to predict already how many percent of our kababayans will be positive or will have to be watched out for. So yung mga numbers na nakikita natin ngayon, that is actually predicated based on the community testing that the people here underwent. No? So during the time when the testing was already performed, isolation centers were also being prepared. So basically, I would say that Cebu City and the two other cities were ready for this crisis. Of course, there are glitches along the way. But then when you talk about hospitals, no, particularly if we're talking about the government, that's Vicente Soto, highly capable naman sila. They have the specialists, they have the manpower, they have the equipment, they have everything that they need to be able to treat our patients. Sa private hospitals naman, with our partnership with them, they have also allocated a certain percentage of their beds and their ICUs and their mechanical ventilators for use for COVID patients.
So the hospitals' beds are not overwhelmed. The hospitals are not overwhelmed with the COVID-19 patients.
It depends on how you look at the word overwhelmed. Okay, so tingnan natin muna from the proper perspective kasi minsan it's taken out of context. Remember that the private hospitals has allocated only a certain percentage of their total capacity for COVID patients. That's one. So hindi naman ganun karami talaga because we know that there are also non-COVID patients that will require hospital beds, intensive care units, and mechanical ventilators. Secondly, we have to look at it from the perspective that many of our kababayans here in Cebu would prefer to be in a private hospital. Kahit na hindi naman talaga dapat sila nasa ospital, pero dahil mas komportable silang sa ospital sila that is problems or issues arise. Kasi even those that are mild cases, sometimes those that are asymptomatic, walang nararamdaman, and yet they are positive for PCR, they get admitted, no? And these beds that they are occupying could very well serve those who really need it more than them. So basically, I think we have to look at it in that perspective. So pag napuno yung isang hospital, lalo na kung private siya, yung allocated niya ay 10% of the total hospital bed capacity. So syempre, yun lang naman ang kaya niyang gamitin para sa mga pasyente ng COVID. So anybody in excess of that, masasabi mo na kagad na overwhelmed. That's why I had to put that in the proper context.
So bakit po, why is it only 10%? What's the average percentage of allocation from the private hospitals? I would imagine this is some sort of a war, and I think all hands should be on deck. And why would private hospitals only allocate a certain number of rooms? So why shouldn't it be all?
Initially, I think it was only 10% of their total bed capacity because you also have to understand it from the point of view that when you admit COVID patients, it's going to take a long while before they get discharged, unlike ordinary regular cases. Number two, because there are other patients that will require also their beds or their intensive care units for other cases. However, 2-3 weeks ago, they have already signified to increase it to 30%, which is not bad actually.
Okay, so if ever they go to a private hospital and it is full, is the public hospitals ready to take these potential patients?
Yeah, actually, Vicente Soto being the biggest of our level 3 hospitals, level 3 hospital here in Cebu City, it can well accommodate and care and handle this kind of patients. But there's another one of to this, and we have to understand, so your viewers and your followers will understand also, that for those that are asymptomatic but are PCR positive, o kaya naman mild to moderate symptoms sila na positive sila, the best way would be to put them and allow them to be admitted into our isolation facilities like Sacred Heart, IEC, NOAA, no? So lahat naman ito ay ginawa naman at pinrepair to be able to accommodate our kind of patients.
So those isolation centers, are they at capacity now? If not, what's the percentage of its usage at this point?
Konti pa lang eh. It's not yet being maximized eh. So we're looking forward that in the coming days, we should be able to maximize them para doon natin mailagay yung mga mild to moderate. Meron din naman tayong areas for quarantine para doon sa mga asymptomatic. And then para ma-free up natin yung mga hospitals to be used for those that are severe or those that are critically ill.
Doc, from what I understand, there are promising sort of therapeutics, medicines before the vaccine, of course, which hasn't arrived yet. What are the more promising therapeutics or treatments for COVID-19, Doc, that we have access to?
Hindi naman lingid sa kaalaman ng lahat, no, na meron tayong ngayong ginagawa sa may 3 tayong hospitals that are undergoing clinical trials, no, involved in clinical trials para doon sa ating mga gamot na with promise, no, promising medications or drugs. Pero sabi nga natin, unless the clinical trials are finished and we have already sufficient data, we should not be, using it indiscriminately. At saka gusto ko din iparating sa mga tagapagpanood at tagapagpakinig na there is no miracle drug as of the moment. No? So at the end of the day, we still have to care for our patients the way we should be caring for them like they are just regular patients.
I hear about convalescent plasma as a treatment. Explain to us how convalescent plasma works, Doc.
This is already a known fact that yung plasma, which is the white portion of our blood, actually contains the antibodies. We call them the antibodies. So it's IgG, immunoglobulin G. So kahit nung araw pa man, ginagamit naman talaga natin ang fresh frozen plasma to treat patients who will require augmentation in their body or in their immune system, itong mga antibodies na ito. So we are now looking into the possibility that those who have recovered, okay, so there are criteria or requirements for you to become a donor for this. One, you are diagnosed or you got sick with COVID, you get diagnosed through PCR, and then you recover, and then you are tested for antibody testing and you are now positive for IgG. So from the time that you get well or to the time na you are PCR negative or RDT, rapid diagnostic test or antibody test, IgG positive, in the next 3 weeks from the time that you are recovered clinically, you can be a donor for this. So when you are a donor, that liquid, that white portion, no, yung plasma na tinatawag natin, that will be harvested or taken out, and then that will now be given to a critically ill patient. So, heto namang transfusion is really an acceptable method of augmenting treatment, no? That's therapeutic for patients. For example, dengue patients. So, para matulungan natin yung mga dengue patients dahil mababa yung kanilang platelet count, binibigyan natin sila ng platelet concentrate. So, heto din yung pamamaraan natin for those that are critically ill na mga COVID patients, meron tayong ginagawa na convalescent plasma. Kaya siya convalescent ang tawag dahil gumaling yung pasyente. Tapos ngayon, yung body niya has stored IgG which can now be given to a critically ill person that will need boosting of the immune system through the IgG that is present in the plasma of a recovered patient.
Does it include a asymptomatic COVID patient, Doc?
Yes,
The
actually,
qualification.
pwede rin. Kunyari, ikaw, asymptomatic ka. Ngayon, wala kang naramdaman, PCR ka, pero nag-positive ka sa PCR. Ngayon, nung sinundan yung testing mo, ginawan ikaw ng antibody test, nakita naman doon na IgM negative ka, IgG positive ka. Pwede ka maging donor. So ngayon, yung dugo mo, gagamitin natin para makaprocess tayo. May tinatawag din kasi kami na yung refrigerated centrifuge yung ginagamit natin para paghiwa-hiwalayin natin yung different components ng dugo. So makakakuha tayo ng packed red cells para doon sa mga nangangailangan pagka meron silang anemia. So yun yung ibibigay natin. Meron din namang platelet concentrate para naman doon sa nangangailangan ng platelet. Okay? And then yung plasma na naihiwalay natin, if-freeze natin yan, minus 30, minus 40 degrees, no? Centigrade, if-frozen natin siya. Ngayon, pagkakailanganin siya ng isang pasyente naman, pwede naman natin ibigay.
Doc, this convalescent plasma treatment or therapeutic has been used all over the world. Would you be able to give us an idea how effective it is? Do you have any study that we have sort of researched about that can give us a sort of like a percentage of how effective convalescent plasma therapeutic is?
Sa ngayon, dahil bago pa lang naman ng COVID, di ba? Wala pa nga tayong isang taon at saka hindi pa naman ganun karamihan ang gumagamit ng convalescent plasma na yan, wala talaga tayong statistics to be able to give you and tell you na it is a very effective one. Ang atin lang ngayon, we're just doing it because that is part of their protocols. And we cannot definitely tell you anong percentage, anong statistical data. Maybe a year from today, you can interview me again. I can give you the statistical data by then.
But it looks very promising. Would you say that?
Anything that is given to the body, for example, a part of the blood that is given to you when you need it, that will really be beneficial to you. So yun lang ang masasabi ko. Pero therapy, sasabihin natin na 100% gagaling ka dahil binigyan ka ng convalescent plasma, that would be a crazy statement at all, no? So mahirap yun. Pero ang sasabihin ko sa iyo, pwede natin siyang gamitin to augment also whatever therapeutic modalities binibigay natin sa pasyente.
Okay, we may have a lot of COVID patients or recovered COVID patients who are watching this interview right now, and they would like to donate. How do I donate my blood for this particular
sa lahat
process?
Jiggy, sa lahat ng tinanong mo sa akin, yan ang pinakagusto ko. So ngayon, ikaw, kailangan tulungan mo ako to promote, no? Na kailangan natin ng dugo. Ha? So lahat kayo, kahit na hindi ka COVID recovered, kahit na alam mong wala ka pang COVID, mag-donate ka. Pwede kang tumawag sa akin, pwede kang dumiretso sa Subnational Blood Center, i-screen ka namin, kukunan ka namin ng dugo. So lahat ng mga followers mo, we encourage you to donate blood. Kailangan namin yan. You know, your blood can save another life. So be a donor, save a life, and be a hero.
So this is not necessarily a call for donation for COVID survivors, right? You're asking for donation for anyone who's qualified to donate blood, period.
Correct. Kasi ayoko naman na dahil lang kailangan natin yung convalescent plasma for COVID patients, makakaligtaan natin na mas maraming nangangailangan ng dugo, hindi lang yung ating mga critically ill COVID patients. Kaya yun nga, kailangan kasama yan sa iyong ipopromote, no? Para sa akin, that is going to be a huge help to us, and your platform should be that one kasi alam natin dengue days are coming, so we need blood really to be able to help our patients. At malay natin, Jiggy, yung nanonood sa'yo, mga kailangan ng dugo ang kamag-anak nila or sarili nila. At kaya nating ibigay yan pagka meron tayong pondo ng dugo.
Is there a specific place they can go to right now, or a phone number, a Facebook page that they can visit so that they will be able to act immediately upon watching this interview, Doc?
Yes, I will text you later the contact person as well as the number as well as where they can go so that we can do the bleeding. Pwede nga kami ang pupunta sa inyo kung gusto ninyo yon, no? If you can gather 10 or more, kami ang pupunta doon, gagawin namin yung blood donation. At ang ikinaganda pa nito, Gigi, no? Yeah, ang ikinaganda pa nito, when you donate blood, no? Alam niyo ba na bumabata kayo? Kasi natatanggal natin yung lumang parte ng inyong dugo. Oo, kasi it takes 90 to 120 days to replace, and then it will activate your bone marrow and the other lymphoid forming organs para mag-produce ng bagong cells. Kaya bumabata kayo.
How many years younger, Doc?
Oh, yeah. Maybe as young as I am.
Very young then. Doc, when you watch the news on television, the picture that the world is painting is so grim. But can you give us reason to be optimistic, Doc? Give us a good reason to be optimistic about this pandemic. Go ahead.
Sabi nga nila, we always find beauty in a crisis. We find opportunities in a crisis. Heto naman, temporary lang ito. Pero pagsama-sama tayo lahat, we find joy in helping. Kaya nga, magbigay kayo ng dugo, no? Para kailanganin ng ating mga kapwa Pilipino, lalong-lalo na dito sa Cebu City. Siguro naman that's something, to look forward to. And we also believe that nothing lasts forever. Sabi nga sa yung mga nagbubuntis, yung mga anak na pag nagli-labor, nothing lasts forever, not even labor. Lalabas at lalabas yung bata. So, ganun din ikaw, no? So, ganito din tayo ngayon sa pandemya na to.
Doc, we have a lot of Cebuanos watching this interview who are still in ECQ. We are still on lockdown. What is your final message for them, Doc, before we wrap this up? Because I know you're very busy. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, sa mga taga Cebu, ang mga Cebuano, no? Ato kini siyang pagatabangan karon because dili man gyud kaya kani kung ang Department of Health lang ang magpatuman sa ato ang mga minimum health standards, no? Dili pod ingon nga ang militar mo'y mupugong sa ato ang paggawas sa atong panimalay. I always have, I have this one beautiful word that I would like to share with everybody. Ang pagpakabana bitaw. So that's a very simple word. Pero kung tanan kita magpakabana, then we take care of each other, we take care of ourselves, we take care of the community, we take care of our country as a whole. So kinahanglan tulong-tulong, sama-sama tayo, magkasama po tayo sa lahat ng laban natin against COVID.
Thank you so much. The Chief Pathologist of the Department of Health, also the spokes for Region 7, Dr. Mary Jane Loreche. I will post a link of all of the places that they can donate their blood on this particular feed. So I'll do that right after this interview. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you stay safe, Doc. Thank you so much.
Prince, say number of the
Thank you so much, Dr. Mary Jane Loreche, the Chief Pathologist of the Department of Health, as well their official spokesperson for Department of Health Region 7. This show, Brief Interviews, is brought to you by our good friends from Organic Acai. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, make sure you have the following, okay? Get enough sleep, proper exercise, the right amount of sleep, and take your vitamins and supplements. And one of the best supplements out there in the market today, I think, is Organic Acai. I'll post a link on where you can purchase Organic Acai. Thank you so much, and you guys stay safe.